gentlemen, and welcome to Mascoma Regional High School for today's Division III NHIA Girls Basketball Game. To the visiting Tigers from Newport High School and your very own Mascoma Royals. Before we move on to the game, we do have a few senior athletes here with us today that we would like to welcome. These young ladies have made a tremendous contribution to their team and their school, and we applaud them for their dedication. At this time, we would like to recognize the senior athlete here with us tonight from Newport High School. Please welcome senior number 35, Zoe Lord. Congratulations, Zoe, and best of luck in your future endeavors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to honor our Mascoma Valley Regional High School senior girls basketball players. These students have made their team, their school, and their community proud of them through their commitment to their team. They did not, however, get to this moment on their own. The seniors would like to take some time tonight to thank those who have helped them along the way, especially these past 4 years. First, please welcome senior captain number 1, Grace Clifford. Grace would like to thank her family and friends in attendance with her tonight. Her mom, Lily, her dad, Adam, her brother, Thomas, and his girlfriend, Morgan. Along with her Uncle Jeff, Aunt Michelle, Uncle Kevin, Aunt Kathy, her best friends, Lee and Abby, cousins, Michaela, and her husband, Zach, along with their daughter, Ivory, and Coach Mark Rockwood. She would also like to thank her grandparents, Tom and Dorothy, who were unable to make it here tonight, and her uncles who were unable to make it here tonight. Grace also played soccer while here at Mascoma, and after graduation, Grace plans to become an electrician and work with HVAC and residential electrical with Simple Energy. And now, please welcome senior number 10, Errol Jason. And we would like to thank her friends and family in attendance with her tonight. Her mom, Heather, dad, Chris, Grandma Judy, Aunt Jane, Grandma Diane, and her brother, Ben, along with her best friends, Hannah and Leanne. She would also like to thank her boyfriend, Connor, and also Coach Walker. Erin also plays volleyball and softball. And after graduation, she plans to go to NEC and study graphic design.
1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3.
Mascoma Valley Regional High School and your teammates wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in one more big round of applause for our 2026 Senior Girls Basketball Student Athletes. All right, ladies, you may find the floor and get your warm-ups in. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome here to Mascoma Valley Regional High School for tonight's Division III girls basketball game between the visiting Tigers from Newport High School and your very own Mascoma Royals. The NHLA and Mascoma High School strongly advocates good sportsmanship. Let's all do our part to make this happen. Please utilize positive cheering throughout the entirety of the contest in an attempt to make the atmosphere exciting for all in attendance. We ask you to demonstrate good sportsmanship by showing respect for the players, the coaches, the officials, and the spectators sitting around you. Guests who fail to meet these expectations will be asked to leave the facility. Be loud, be proud, but be positive. Also, just a heads up, bathroom facilities are located just outside the gymnasium off the hallways behind you and just off the main lobby near the concession stand. And finally, just a reminder, for the safety of the players, the coaches, and the officials, no fans are allowed on the playing surface at any time before, during, or immediately after the game. And now for tonight's starting lineups. First, starting for the visiting Tigers. Number 11, Kimber Ramey. Number 14, Alexis Ash. Number 15, Haley Hill. Number 21, Mackenzie Perry. And number 22, Ariana Williams. Newport is coached by Ross Dole. And now starting for your Royals, number 1, Grace Clifford. Number 2, Molly Gray. Number 11, Erin Chason. Number 23, Lila Jacobson. And number 25, Nora Emerson. Mascoma is coached by Mark Rockwood and is assisted by Derek Hero. Today's officials are Blake Coulter and John Wardrop. And at this time, if I could ask you all, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's contest. Just an FYI, tonight's game is being live streamed. Compliments of Mascoma AV. Can be found at youtube.com/@Mascoma Schools. That's youtube.com/@Mascoma Schools. Also, commentary coming to us tonight from Kane Bergeron, girls Portugal. Check it out. Check it out on Instagram.
Hey, Haley. What, Royals?
And hello and welcome to another game for the Royals. And it's going to be senior night. And we're honoring Grace Clifford and Erin Chason tonight for the last game of the regular season. Now it's going to be Clifford with the ball. We give it to Chason. And there's our senior action right there. And it's going to be swatted out of bounds by Gray. And it's going to be Newport's Hill, who will give it now to Williams. We'll give it to Ash. And it's going to be swatted away by the Royals. And it's going to be backcourt violation. And it's going to be Gray to take the inbound for the Royals, who will give it to Clifford. Now it's going to be back to Gray, who will try to find Clifford on the inside, but will miss a pass. And it's going to be Newport to miss a layup. And now it's going to be Hill to make a 2-point shot for the newfound Bears. Now it's going to be the Royals' Jacobson, who will give it to Chason. Now it's going to be Gray. And Gray will just miss a pass to Emerson, but it's going to be bobbled around, and it's going to be a foul on Molly Gray. Now it's going to be Hill, who will try to make a long pass, but it's going to be stolen by Emerson, who will give it to Jacobson, and now to Chason, and Chason will drive in and give it to Gray. And Gray will take a mid-range, who will miss it, and it's going to be rebounded by Newport's Ash. And it's going to be tipped away by Jacobson, who will give it back to Ash. Now it's going to be a Hill to Williams. Now it's going to be stolen by Gray. And Gray will move in, take a reverse layup, but it's rebounded by Chason. And it's going to be a block for Hill on Newport. And Newport will receive a foul and will take 2 free throws. And now it's going to be Kimber Ramey to miss the first free throw. And Ramey will miss the second one. And it's going to be rebounded by Clifford. And Clifford will just miss a pass to Chason. And it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. Now it's going to be Hill. And Hill had nowhere to go, and it looks that Newport will take a timeout. And it's going to be Hill once again for Newport to take the inbound. And Hill will try to give it to Ash, and it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. And it's going to be Hill to Perry. Now back to Hill. And now to Ash. And it's going to be stolen by Jacobson, and Jacobson will make some moves on Ash, and Jacobson will give it to Gray. And now Gray back to Jacobson. Chason, and Chason will just drop the pass, but it's going to be rebounded by Jacobson. Jacobson will pump fake, give it to Chason, and Chason will just miss a shot. And it's going to be rebounded by Ash, and it's going to be deflected out of bounds by Gray. And now it's going to be held to make a long pass all the way to Ramey. Now it's going to be Ramey to Ash to Hill. Now it's going to be Perry to Ramey. Now it's going to be Hill, who will give it to Ash. Ash will take a 3 and miss it, and it's going to be rebounded by Ramey, and Ramey will have an and one shot. And Remy will miss his first free throw, and it's going to be run out by Chason, who will give it to Gray. And Gray will give it to Jacobson. And it's going to be a missed pass to Jacobson. It's going to be rebounded by Ramy, and Ramy will have a layup and will miss it. And it's going to be rebounded by Ramy again. And it's going to be a foul on Jacobson. And Ramy will see 2 free throws. And Ramy will miss the first free throw. And Ramy will miss the second one, and it's going to be rebounded by Clifford once again. And Clifford will drive in and give it to Chason, and Chason will have another mid-range and will make it, and will tie it 4-4. And it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals as the pass was intended for Williams. And Hill will give it to Goslin. And Goslin will give it to Ramy. And Ramy will miss the mid-range. It's going to be rebounded by Goslin. And Goslin will give it to LeClaire. Sorry, that'd be Ash. And Ash will miss a 3-point. And it's going to be rebounded by the Royals. And it's going to be Jacobson who will drive in and take the layup and will miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Emerson. And Emerson will give it to Clifford. Who back to Emerson. And Clifford will find Chason. And Chason will drive in and make another layup for the Royals. And it's going to be Chason with the first 6 points for the Royals. And Hill will make a deep pass all the way to Ash. But Ash won't be able to catch up to it. And it's going to be out of bounds on the not on the Royals, on Newport. And Emerson will come out for Clement. Now it's going to be Clifford for the Royals. And Clifford will give it to Clement. Now to Gray. And it's going to be Chason, who will miss a pass. And it looks to be now out of bounds on Newport. And it looks that it will be worked out in the Royals standpoint. Now it's going to be Clifford with the ball for the Royals once again. And Clifford will give it to Clement. Now it's going to be back to Clifford. Now it's going to be Gray to take a 3 and will make it. Now it's going to be Hill for Newport. And Hill will give it to Ramy. And Ramy will take put too much on the pass there. And it's going to be out of bounds on Newport. And it's going to be Coach Rockwood to take the first. With Gray's 3, adding the Royals up to 9. And after Coach Rockwood's first timeout, it's going to be Royals ball with Clifford, who will give it to Gray. And now it's going to be Clifford to take a 3 and will just miss it. And it's going to be rebounded by Ramy. And Ramy will try to go all the way, and Ramy will just miss the layup. And it's going to be rebounded by Newport, and it's going to be out of bounds on Newport. And now it's going to be Clement to Clifford. And Clifford will find Jacobson, and Jacobson will just miss it. And Jacobson will have two free throws for the Royals. And Jacobson will miss the first free throw. And Jacobson will just miss the second one, but it's going to be rebounded by Clifford almost, but it's going to be rebounded by Newport's Ramey. And Ramey will give it to Goslin. And now it's going to be Medberry to miss a shot, but it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. Now it's going to be Hill to Goslin. Now to Ramey. And Ramey will give it to Goslin. Now to Hill. And now it's going to be LeClaire. And it's going to be back to Ramey, and Ramey will take the layup and will make it. Now it's going to be Gray to Clifford. Now it's going to be Jacobson to Gray, and Gray will take a reverse layup and make it. Now it's going to be Ramey. And Ramey will settle it and give it to Goslin. And Goslin will have a reverse layup, and it's going to be and Goslin will take an extra free throw. And Wyman will come in for Jacobson. And it's going to be missed free throw. And now it's going to be Clement to Wyman, and Wyman will just put a little too much on the layup. And now it's going to be Ramey, and Ramey will pump fake and have it layup for Newport once again. And now it's going to be Clifford. And Clifford will give it to Chason. It's going to be back to Clifford to Wyman. And Chason will just miss a mid-range. And it's going to be rebounded by LeClaire. And it's going to be a travel on Newport. It's going to be a Royals ball. Now it's going to be Clement. And Clement will give it to Chason. And now it's going to be Wyman. And Wyman will receive a foul. And Wyman will take 2 free throws for the Royals with 4.8 seconds to go. And Wyman will make the first free throw. And Wyman will make the second one. It's going to be rebounded by Hill. And Hill. And it's going to be expired time in the first quarter. And it's going to be 12-10. And it's going to be the second quarter now. And you can follow me at Royal Sports Report, and that would be greatly appreciated. going to be Royals to start with the ball to start the second quarter. Now it's going to be Gray. And it's going to be a block on Hill. Now it's going to be Wyman, who will receive a foul. It's going to be Royals ball. Be Gray to just miss another reverse layup, and it's going to be Wyman. And Wyman will have another layup for the Royals. It's going to be Goslin. Goslin will give it to Ramey. That's going to be Williams to Goslin. Now it's going to be Goslin to just miss a three, and it's going to be rebounded by Gray. Now Gray will give it to Clifford, and Clifford will give it to Clement. That's going to be back to Gray, and Gray will give it to Wyman. That's going to be blocked shot, and Wyman will still end up with it, and it's going to be Gray. And Gray will take a mid-range shot and just miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Clifford, and Clifford will give it to Gray, and Gray will just miss it again. And it's going to be in everyone's hands. It's going to be jump ball, but it's going to be Newport ball. Now it's going to be Goslin. And Goslin will give it to Ramey, but it's going to be a missed pass. Now it's Clement to take a layup and will just miss it. It's going to be off Clement's foot, but Newport will end up with the ball. And it's going to be off everyone's hands once again. It's going to be Clifford, who will give it to Clement, and that's going to be Chase on. And Clement will take a three and will miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Wyman, who will give it to Gray. And Chason will take a three and will just miss it. And it's going to be Clifford now to take a three and will miss it. It's going to be out of bounds from Clement. It's going to be not Royals ball. It's going to be Newport ball. And Abby Harkins will come in for Chason. Now it's going to be Goslin. And Goslin will give it all the way to Ash, and Ash will have an easy layup for Newport. Now Clifford will give it to Wyman, and Wyman will take a mid-range shot and will make it once again for the Royals. Now it's going to be Goslin to Ramey, and Ramey will get it swatted away from by Harkins, and now it's going to be Gray to settle it. Now it's going to be Harkins to Clifford. And Clifford will bring it all the way around and give it to Clement. Now it's going to be Gray, who will get it stolen, but it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. And it's going to be Coach Dole to take a timeout for Newport. And it's going to be 16-12 in the middle of the second quarter. it's going to be Ash, who will take a three and will miss it, and it's going to be rebounded by Wyman, who will give it to Clifford. Now it's going to be Clement to make a layup for the Royals. And it's going to be Royals ball. Now it's Clifford, who will give it to Clement. And now it's Harkins, who will get a shot blocked. And it's going to be stolen by Gray. And Gray. And it's going to be Ash for Newport to commit a foul. It's going to be Royals ball. It's going to be Clifford, who will give it to Harkins. And Harkins will give it down low to Gray, who will give to Wyman, and Wyman will have another mid-range shot for the Royals. Now it's going to be Perry, who will give it to Ash. Now to Williams, to LeClaire. And it's a jump ball, but it's going to be Royals ball. And it's going to be Braylon DuBois to come in for Molly Gray. Now it's going to be Clifford for the Royals. Clifford move in and give it to DuBois. And DuBois will give it to Harkins. Now back to Clifford. And Clifford, and it's going to be kick ball actually on Newport, and it's going to be Royals ball. And it's going to be Wyman, who just missed the layup. And it's going to be jump ball, but it's still going to be Newport ball. Now it's going to be LeClaire, who will give it to Ash, and Ash will have a mid-range shot for Newport. Now it's going to be Clifford, who will give it to Clement, and Clement will drive in and give it to Wyman, and Wyman will give it back to Clement. Now it'll be Clifford. And it's going to be off everyone's hand, but it's going to be Wyman still with the ball. It's going to be Harkins to have an easy mid-range for the Royals. And it's going to be Harkins with a steal, and Harkins will have a good pass to Clement, and Clement will just miss it. And it's going to be Clement with a foul. And Aubrey Wyman will come out for Erilyn Chason. That's going to be LeClaire. LeClaire will give it to Perry. Now it's going to be Ramey. And it's now going to be DuBois. And it's been stolen by Newfound. It's going to be Ramey. It's going to be blocked by Clifford. It's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. Now it's going to be LeClaire to take a three and will make it. Now it's going to be DuBois. Du Bois will drive in. It's going to be stolen by Remy. And it's going to be a travel on Newport. And it's going to be Royals ball. And it'll be Petty to come in for Du Bois. Now it's going to be Harkins who will give it to Petty. And Petty will give it back to Harkins. And it's now going to be a miss pass to Clement. And it's going to be jump ball. It's going to be Royals ball. It's going to be Harkins to Gray, and Gray will have an easy lay for the Royals once again. And it's going to be a foul on Gray. And it's going to be Clifford to come in for Clement. Jeez. And this looks to be timeout for the Royals. And now it's going to be Newport's ball. And it's going to be a little bit too much on the pass from Ash. It's going to be out of bounds on Newport. Now it's going to be Clifford for the Royals. And Clifford will give it to Petty. Now to Harkins, and Harkins will pump fake, take a mid-range, and will just miss it. It's going to be about to chase on, and Chase will also just miss it. Now it's going to be over to Harkins, and it's going to be on everywhere. Now it's going to be Clifford to Harkins. Now to Petty, and Petty will pump fake and give it back to Harkins, and Harkins will have another easy mid-range for the Royals. Now it's going to be Goslin who will give it to Perry. Now it's going to be Harkins. Harkins will find Petty, and Petty will give it to Gray, and Gray will find Clifford in the corner. Now it's going to be Harkins. And Harkins will give it to Petty. And Petty will give it to Chason, and Chason will take it three and will make it! That's going to be a foul on Harkins. Now it's going to be Williams who will give it to Goslin. Now to Ash, and Ash will put a little bit too much on the three. It's going to be now in Royals' possession. Now Clifford will give it to Gray, and Gray will drive in and receive a foul, and Gray will take 2 free throws. And Grable just missed the first free throw. And Grable also just missed the second one. And it's going to be out of bounds on Newport. Now it's Petty to Gray. Now Harkins back to Gray. And it's going to be a travel on Gray. It'll be Newport ball. Now it's going to be Ash who will miss a pass again. And it's going to be at the end of the second quarter. It's going to be halftime as the Royals start to gain some lead over Newport. And it's going to be 29-17. And as the clock winds down for 15 seconds to start the second half, it'll be Royals ball, I think. And I was wrong. It's going to be a Newport ball, actually. And Newport will try to... oh, my lord. Newport will try to catch back up after the Royals had a great first half. And it's going to be Newport's Perry. It's going to be stolen by Gray. Now Gray will give it to Clifford, and Clifford will just miss it. And it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. Now it's going to be Perry. And it's going to be blocked by Clement. And Perry will now give it to Williams. And it'll be an 8-second violation. And it's going to be Royals ball. Now it's going to be Clifford. And Clifford will give it to Chason, and Chason will just miss it. And it's getting rebounded by Ash. And Ash will give it to Williams, and Williams will give it back to Ash. And Ash will keep settling it. And Ash will give it to Hill. Now it's going to be to Ramy, and Ramy will miss a layup. And now it's going to be Gray. And Gray will give it to Jacobson. Jacobson will drive in, put it underhand, and just miss it. And it's going to be rebounded by Ramy. And Ramy. It's going to be a block on Grace Clifford. And there's going to be a timeout for Newport. And after an unexpected timeout from Newport, it's going to be Hill to take the inbounds. And Hill will give it to Ramy, but it's going to be stolen by Gray. And Gray will give it to Clement. And now it's going to be Jacobson to save it from going all the way back. Now it's going to be Gray to Clement. Now to Emerson, and Emerson will lose the ball. And it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. Now it's going to be Hill. And Hill will give it to Ramy. And Ramy will give it to Williams, and Williams will miss the layup. Now it's going to be Gray. Now it's Emerson to Jacobson. Now back to Gray. And Gray will cross over and take mid-range and make it for the Royals. Now it's going to be Hill to try to make a long pass to Ramy, but it's going to be stolen by Gray, and Gray will find Jacobson, and it's going to be a blue block from Newport, and it's going to be out of bounds on Newport. Chase on, and now Jacobson will just miss a three, and it's going to be rebounded by no one actually, and it's going to be a jump ball. And Jacobson will give it to Emerson, and Emerson will just miss a layup, and it's going to be rebounded by Ash, and Ash will receive a foul by Clement, and it's going to be Ash to take 2 free throws for Newport. Ash will make the first free throw. Ash will miss the second one. And it's going to be rebounded by Jacobson, who will give it to Gray. And Gray to Jacobson. And Gray will receive a foul. Jacobson will give it to Gray. It's Jacobson to Gray. Now back to Jacobson. Jacobson will give it to Chason. Chason will take a mid-range and miss it. It's going to be about a Clement, and Clement will have another easy layup for the Royals. And it's going to be off Emerson's side. And now it's going to be Ash, and Ash will receive a foul. Now it's going to be Hill, who will give it to Perry. Now it's going to be Ash. Ash will give it to Perry. Perry will take a mid-range and will miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Ramy, and Ramy will have an easy layup for Newport. Now it's going to be Gray to Jacobson. Now it's going to be Clifford, not Clifford, it's going to be Clement, who will give it to Emerson. Now Jacobson will take a three and will just miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Perry. It's going to be out of bounds on the Royals, and it's going to be Braylon DuBois to come in for Nora Emerson. Now it's going to be Hill for Newport, who will give it to Perry. It's going to be Ash to LeClaire. Now it's going to be back to Ramy, who will give it to Perry. And Ash will take a deep three, will miss it. And it's going to be rebounded by Chason, who will give it to Gray. And Gray will give it to DuBois. And DuBois will receive a screen from Jacobson and give it to Jacobson. Now it's going to be Clement to take a three and will just miss it. And it's going to be rebounded by Ramy. And Ramy will get a shot blocked. Now it's going to be Goslin to Ramy. And it's going to be a missed three from Newport. And it's going to be rebounded by Ramy once again. Now it's going to be Hill, who will give it back to Ramy. Now to Goslin. And it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. Now it's going to be Goslin to Hill. Now to LeClaire. And now it's going to be Gray. Now Gray will give it to Clifford. And Clifford will take a mid-range and make it for the Royals. Now it's going to be Medberry. And Medberry will miss the layup. It's going to be rebounded by Chason. And Chason will give it to Clement. And Clement will give it to Gray. And Gray will just miss the mid-range. And it's going to be out of bounds on Newport. That's going to be Clement. And Gray will just miss the mid-range. And it's going to be jump ball, but it's going to be Newport ball. Now it's going to be Medberry to Goslin, and Goslin will take a mid-range. Will miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Clement. And Clement will give it to Du Bois. Du Bois will take a mid-range and just miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Clifford, and Clifford will just immediately shoot it, but it'll be missed. It's going to be rebounded by Hill. Now it's going to be Medberry who will step out of bounds. It's going to be Royals ball once again. Now it's going to be Clifford once again, who will give it to Chason, and Chason will take a three and will just miss it. And it's going to be rebounded by Chason, and Chason will also just miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Du Bois. Now it's going to be Clement, and Clement will have another easy layup for the Royals. Now it's going to be Goslin. And it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. And it's going to be Harkins to come in for Peyton Clement. Now it's going to be LeClaire, but it's going to be out of bounds on Grace Clifford's foot. Now it's going to be LeClaire to make a layup for Newport. Now it's going to be Du Bois. And Du Bois will give it to Chason, and Chason will just miss a three. It's going to be rebounded by Gray. And Gray will give it to Du Bois, and Du Bois will take a shot and miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Harkins, and Harkins will find Chason down under, and it's going to be 2 foul shots for Chason. Chason will make the first free throw. And Chason will miss the second one. And it's going to be Williams, who will give it to LeClaire. And it's stolen by the Royals, but it's going to be stolen back by Newport. And now it's going to be Goslin. Now it's going to be LeClaire to Hill, and Hill will take a three and will just miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Clifford. Now with 4 seconds, it's going to be Clifford, and it's going to be out of bounds on Newport with 0.8 seconds left. Now it's going to be Chason, who will take a shot, but it's not going to be in time. And it'll be the end of the third quarter. It's going to be 38-22. And it's for sure this time going to be Royals ball. And it's going to be Clifford, who will try to give it to Wyman, but it's going to be stolen by Goslin. Goslin will go back to Hill. And now it's Goslin to LeClaire, and LeClaire will take a double-handed shot and make it for Newport. And it's going to be Clifford. It's going to be Du Bois. Du Bois will drive in, take the layup, and will miss it. But Du Bois will receive a foul, and Du Bois will take 2 free throws. And Du Bois will miss the first one. And Du Bois will miss the second one, but it's going to be rebounded by Wyman, and Wyman will have an easy layup for the Royals. Now it's going to be Goslin. Move to Williams, but it's a good jump ball, but it's going to be Newport ball. Now it's going to be Medbury, who will give it to Goslin. Now it's going to be Williams. Now it's Wyman with the steal. Now Clifford, over to Du Bois. Now to Gray. Gray will receive a screen from Clifford. And Clifford will go back to Gray, and Gray will take the layup and make it for the Royals. And it's stolen by Gray, and Gray will just miss the layup, but it's rebounded by Du Bois. And Du Bois will give it back to Gray. Now to Clifford. Now to Wyman, and Wyman will have... Oh, and it's just going to be missed. And now it's going to be Chason to come in for Perkins. Now it's going to be Du Bois. Who will give it to Chason. Now it's going to be Clifford to Du Bois. And Du Bois will receive a foul. And Du Bois, not sorry, it's going to be Royals ball. Now it's going to be Du Bois to take a mid-range and just miss it. It's going to be rebounded by Wyman, and Wyman will also just miss it. And Wyman will give it to Clifford, and Clifford will take a mid-range and make it this time. Now it's going to be Medbury, and it's going to be swatted away by Chason, and it's going to be Clifford with the ball. And it's going to be mispassed to Chason. And it'll be another timeout from Newport. And it's going to be 44-24 as the Royals. And it's going to be Newport's Hill. Hill will try to make a long pass to Ramy, but it's going to be intercepted by Clifford, and it's going to be Du Bois to take a mid-range and will miss it, and it's to rebound by Wyman, and Wyman have another easy layup for the Royals. Now it's going to be Hill, and she's stolen by Wyman, and Wyman will give it to Du Bois, and Du Bois will just miss the layup. And it's going to be rebounded by LeClaire, and it's going to be jump ball. It's going to be Royals ball. Now it's going to be Clifford to Wyman, and Wyman will have another easy layup for the Royals. Now it's going to be Ramy. And Ramy will settle it and give it to Goslin. Now it's going to be Medberry. Back to Goslin, and Goslin will miss a three. It's going to be rebounded by Wyman. And it'll be jump ball. It's going to be Newport ball. And it'll be Petty to come in for Du Bois. Now it's going to be Perry with the inbound, but it's going to be swatted out of bounds by Wyman. And it's going to be a big block from Wyman. It's going to be denied by Perry. And it's going to be a little too high. It's going to hit the other basketball hoops that are propped up right now. And it'll be Gray to take the inbound for the Royals. Now it's Clifford. Now it's Chase on. We'll receive a foul. And Chason will make the first free throw. And Chason will make the second. Now it's going to be Ash. Ash will drive in and give it to Perry. And Perry will lose a dribble. And it's going to be stolen by Gray. And Gray will give it to Petty. And Petty will miss the layup. Rebounded by Ash. And it'll be a foul on Gray. Now it'll be Perry, who will give it to Hill. Who will give it back to Ash, and Ash will drive in and lose her dribble. It's going to be out of bounds on Newport. Now it's going to be Gray. Gray will give it to Chason. That's going to be Wyman, who will just miss the layup. That's going to be rebounded by Wyman, and Wyman will miss another layup. It's going to be rebounded by Ramy, who will give it to Hill. It's going to be stolen by Clifford. And now it's going to be Gray, who will give it to Chason. Chason will take a three and will just miss it. It's going to be by LeClaire. And it's going to be foul on Clifford. Now it's going to be Ash, who will give it to LeClaire. Now it's going to be back to Ash. And it's going to be blocked out of bounds by Clifford. it's going to be Newport ball. It's going to be Ash. And it's going to be Wyman to block a pass. Now it's going to be Rammy, and it's going to be a corner mid-range from Hill. Now it's going to be Clifford for the Royals. And Clifford will drive in, take a mid-range, and just miss it. And it's going to be rebounded by Rammy. And Rammy. A blocking foul on Molly Gray. And it's going to be Aubrey Wyman to come out for Lila Jacobson. Now it's going to be Ash. Ash. We'll give it to Hill. And Hill will give it to Perry. It's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. Now it's going to be Ash once again from Newport, who will give it to Hill. Now it's going to be Perry to Rammy, and Rammy will miss some layup, and Rammy will miss another layup. And it's going to jump ball. It's going to be Royals ball. And it's going to be Coach Rockwood to take another timeout for the Royals as the Royals continue to gain their lead. It's going to be 50-26. And it's going to be Gray after the timeout for the Royals, who will give it to Petty. And Petty will give it to Clifford, and Clifford will take a deep three and will miss it. And it's going to be the Royals' ball. Now it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. Now it's going to be Ash, who will give it to Hill, and Hill will drive in. And it's going to be a big block from Jacobson. Now it's going to be Gray to Chase on, and Chase on will give it to Clifford. Now it's going to be back to Gray. Gray will give it to Jacobson. Jacobson will get three and will just miss it. And it's going to be between some Newport players' legs. It's going to be Clifford. Take a mid-range, who will miss it. It's going to be saved out of bounds from Gray. And it's going to be just missed from Jacobson. And it's now going to be Rammy with the ball. And Rammy will receive a foul. And Remy will miss the first free throw. And it's going to be Clement to come in for Chase on. And Remy will miss a second free throw. And Remy will have to come out because she is bleeding. And it's going to be Goslin to come in for her. Now it's going to be Clement Petty. And Petty will give it to Clifford. And Clifford will give it to Clement. And it's going to be a missed shot. Now it's going to be Ash. Ash will spin away. Give it to Hill. And now to Goslin. It's going to be rebounded by Gray. And now as the final minute winds down, and it's going to be Gray. And it'll be out of bounds on Newport. And it's going to be Emerson to come in for Clifford. Now it's going to be Clement. And now Gray will drive in. And it's going to travel on Gray. And Gray will come out for Du Bois. And now it's going to be Perry. And Perry will give it to Goslin. Now it's going to be Hill to take a deep three. Will miss it. And it's going to be rebounded. And it's going to be out of bounds on the Royals. And it's swatted out of bounds by Du Bois. It's going to be out of bounds on Newport this time. It's going to be Royals ball with 26.8 seconds to go. Now it's going to be Du Bois. Du Bois will give it to Jacobson. And it's going to be back to Du Bois. And Du Bois will just miss a pass to Emerson. It's going to be out of bounds on the Royals with 14.7 seconds to go. Now it's going to be Ash, who will give it to Goslin. And it's going to be blocked by Emerson. It's going to be out of bounds on Newport with 4.6 seconds to go. And it's going to be out of bounds on Newport with now 3.8 seconds to go. And Jacobson will give it to Du Bois. And Du Bois will drive in and receive a foul. And now with 0.7 seconds to go, Du Bois will take 2 free throws. And Du Bois will miss the first free throw. And Du Bois will miss the second one. And time will expire. And it's going to be a big win for the Royals on senior night, which is always a big deal. And it's going to be a special night for these seniors, who are Erilyn Chason and Grace Clifford. And everyone's giving them hugs. And special thanks to the AV Club, and it's going to be thanks to Seth Murat, Julian Ford, Zach Kenny, and myself, Kane Bergeron, where you can follow me at Royal Sports Report. And some special announcements. And Tuesday was the 5th year of AV streams to the date, and today is the 44th girls basketball stream.